shadows fall, dimming the light. Whispers grow, a rising tide. Vindicator, where do you hide? Steel is over, heart ablaze. Through smoky haze, he sets his gaze. Justice calls a burning need. A city's wounds he vows to heed. From cobbled streets to tower high, Vindicator takes to the sky. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. Whispers turn to thunderous roar as shadows creep. He slams the door on tyranny's cruel, grasping hand. He fights for freedom, takes a stand with courage born of darkest night. He ignites hope, a guiding light. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. Though battles rage and darkness reigns, hope's ember burns within his veins. He'll never yield, he'll never fall. He answers freedom's clarion call. Strikes back with iron hand, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. A symbol etched against the moon. Vindicator rising soon.
Hello, everybody. How you all doing? Hello, Mick. Right. What's going off tomorrow, then, mate? What are you having? One of those show and tell things? Those what was it? Change my mind sort of things that I did last time. Is that what it is? Because I will have a nip down if that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. Be interesting to see if we can get some lefties and that I'll be recording. Nice one. I should be coming down then. That'll be interesting. I'll come down. What time are you starting that from? What time is that going to be from? Hello, chat, by the way. Sorry, I'm straight into it. Because I'll be down. Definitely be down. Nice to have a conversation with some lefties, see if I can debate some of them. About one, mate. That's awesome. Yeah, I can do that. Awesome. I should be down tomorrow then. We shall see what we can see, mate. I shall be down. Right, so straight into it. There's something I've got to clear up first, because I think because the channel's growing, I'm going to start and get comments like this. I was warned I might get comments like this. So I want to nip it in the bud before it goes any further. So I got accused of holding comments or censoring people's comments. Now, I don't do that on this channel. The thing that happens is that YouTube, if you've written something spicy in your comment or you've selected certain keywords, YouTube will censor it. They will remove your comment. And I've had no end of people. I've had it happen to myself. I've been talking to people in the chat, having a conversation with them, and my comment has disappeared. So it's not just you guys that suffer from this. I suffer from it as well. Just to prove a point, though, I want everybody to know that I have zero channel moderation. The only time that I will probably kick somebody is if they're being disruptive in the chat, trolling. That's the only time you're going to get banned. Steve will ban you if you're trolling, spamming, anything like that. Anything racial or anything like that, you're being abusive, you'll be gone. They're just the basic rules of the channel. I think they're pretty common sense sort of rules, really, aren't they? Right, so I'm going to show you this. Okay. Hey Tom, how you doing, mate? Channel moderation, how YouTube took that from us 5 years ago. Exactly. Right. I'm going to show you this. Share screen. Right, so I'm going to show you this just to make a point. Right, so as you can see, it says on here, comments on new videos and posts, comments on, moderation, none. Messages in your live chat, moderation, none. Posts in your community, viewer posts on, moderation, none. I don't have any moderation at all on my channel. I could if I wanted to, but I choose not to, because I think everybody has a right to post, even the people that disagree with me. That's how I run the channel. The only time that you will get banned is if you spam links that you shouldn't be spamming. You obviously put spicy comments. I won't do that. That'll be YouTube. So choose your words carefully when you're commenting on YouTube, because they are absolutely dictatorial when they do that. They'll just remove your comment. They won't care. They'll just remove it. All right, I just wanted to make that point. It's not me doing it. It's YouTube. So if your comment disappears, it's not me. All right, just want to get that point across. I hope that clears things up a little bit for people. Yeah, that it's not me doing it. So first up, I've actually sent this off to Tom. Right, so I was actually looking at somebody else's video today, and as I was looking at the video, I noticed something. I noticed something familiar. Do you remember the bridge attack, the bottle attack? I noticed somebody on the bridge when it was all kicking off. Now, this is really important because this particular person was following us all around on the march. He was always there. He was at the side. And I think this guy might have been the spotter that was coordinating the attack with the bottle thrower. Allegedly, of course. Allegedly. So this is what I saw. So I was looking through the footage and I saw this. So I saw this orange frame on the bike, and I thought, that looks familiar. That looks very familiar. We had an encounter with this guy further down the road from here, and he was hurling abuse at the crowd and that sort of thing. And he was following us all the way down the march. This is the guy. So take note of the orange frame on the bike, and now take a look at this guy. So this is the guy off the bridge. He was an Antifa spotter, because at the end of the protest, when we reached the park, myself and Tom spotted this guy with the Antifa crowd at the bottom. So he was definitely a spotter. He was also on the bridge. So any of you Southampton lot, take note of this guy, because I think he's pretty important. Yeah, just watch out for this guy. He was following the march all the way. And me and Tom, we kept on seeing him like pop up from everywhere around there. Yeah, I think a lot of people actually called him that, because when we're walking past, all he was doing was shaking his head. It's like, yeah, whatever. She was near the bridge, but on the ground. Yeah, this guy, yeah, he was on the bridge. He was on the bridge. It's a he, by the way. He was on the bridge. Show you, look, that's his bike there. And then that's on top of the bridge. And he's on top of the bridge as well. So might be worth making a note of that. There were loads. There were loads that day. We were spotting loads of them. Even before we got to them, even before we got to the start of the march, me and Tom were being followed. In Wesley Winter video. Yeah, that's the one. I think that's him. Yeah, that's him. There was also an older woman on a bike after the bridge incident. Yeah, there were loads. There were absolutely loads of them. They were taking advantage of the police allowing traffic through at the side of us on the bypass, and that's why they were coming down on bikes. We spotted loads of them. Anyway, that was that guy. So Southampton Patriots of Britain, so whatever. Pay attention to this guy's face. Right. Something else I want to clear up, because it's important that we do this. I know everybody's angry at the minute, and this is the reason why I did this today. Everybody's angry. The country is literally a powder keg, and we have to be careful of posts like these. So I'll bring it up in a minute. I'll just share this. It's important that we tackle misinformation. It really is, especially at this moment in time, because any misinformation that goes out there that could be inflammatory could trigger something that we don't want to be triggered. So when we see misinformation or we see people spreading stuff that isn't true, we have to pick them up on it immediately, because we're trying to avert people going out there and doing things that they might regret. So this here today, show you this. Right, so we'll play this. I'll play this first. Pause it and we'll take it back. There's a reason why I'm playing this.
What? I saw you from over there. I like your hair still. You got some nice hair. It's nice and luscious.
Are you okay?
I'm perfectly fine. We're gonna die. Huh? Why are you just smiling at me?
Oh.
I asked him a question, a serious question. Do you wanna die?
No.
Why?
Is it why? Because
Sure.
you still touching him.
Why?
Because,
You're gonna die. You sure?
yeah.
I saw you from over there. You're just looking like you wanted to die.
When did we look at you?
Well, you was looking at me this whole time. You're gonna die. Nah, bro. Bro. You're gonna die, bro. Bro, don't even answer that right now. This is serious, bro. You're trying to answer the phone. Who's calling you? They can wait, bro. You're gonna die, bro, because I can take it out right now, bro.
What's wrong?
Huh?
What's wrong?
I can take it out right now. Do you want to die, yes or no? Speak. I'm talking to you, bro. You don't wanna die? Swat me then. Swat. I lied to you, bro. I don't know why you're laughing as well, bro. Just, I'll take it out right now.
Right, so this was being passed off as a legitimate attack. It wasn't at all. I'll explain why in a minute. I'll explain why British Intel. Be careful of people posting stuff like this, because that in itself could have triggered somebody to go out and do something stupid on their own. I'll explain why it's stupid in a minute, but this is what they said about that clip. Watch. Woman threatened with death in London train station after rejecting man's advances. Disturbing footage from London shows a man approaching two women at the train station, stroking one of the hair before threatening to kill her when she rejected him. The terrified woman tried to reach for her phone as he warned, "You're going to die." Witnesses looked on as the pair left shaken and defenseless. Another scene of intimidation in what was once one of the safest cities on earth. British women shouldn't have to live their life in fear in their own country. When will our leaders admit we're really happening on our streets? Right, so this wasn't real. I just want to state factually, this wasn't real. This idiot is a TikToker. And this is what he does to get clicks on his TikTok channel. So this isn't a legitimate attack. You can tell because he's mic'd up and his friend is recording it from a distance. That's why you can hear every word they're saying, because he's got a radio mic on. Yeah? Now, this is why people need to do their research before they post stuff like this. Because this could inadvertently trigger something. People are angry at the minute. People aren't in full control of their emotions at the minute. Something like this could trigger an incident. So we have to be really, really careful within the movement about who and what we listen to. This video was from about 3 years ago on TikTok. It's not recent at all. About 3 years ago. Yes, the guy is an absolute dickhead. And this is probably a warning to people like this as well. If you're a TikToker and you're trying this shit at the minute, don't. Because if you do, then you may not like the actual consequences for what you're doing at the minute. You could trigger something. It may be harmless to you. It's not harmless. You're going up and telling innocent young girls that they're going to die, especially at this time in the country when they're fearful of their lives. So yeah, the guy's an absolute dickhead for doing this, but he had no intentions of harming that girl. It was all for his TikTok views. It was all to get clicks. But we have to be careful that we don't write inflammatory stuff like this without fully checking why and how this video came to be. Now, I got called out for this, saying, oh, somebody came up to me and said, you're promoting it, you're promoting this. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm trying to stop somebody from going out tonight, watching this and doing something stupid that will ruin their lives forever because somebody didn't do their research and made an inflammatory post. Got to be really careful at the minute, guys, really careful. Yeah, we've got to be careful of accounts like this because we don't know. These might be accounts deliberately trying to inflame the situation at the minute. For all we know, this could be somebody from the far left deliberately trying to inflame things. This could be somebody from the Muslim Defense League running accounts, fake patriot accounts, to try and stir up this type of shit. So you've got to be really vigilant. And I say to everybody, keep your powder dry. Don't react to stuff like this, even if it is real. Going out there and doing something to somebody, you'll regret it. You will ruin your life. You will ruin your life. It's not worth it. Keep your powder dry. Remember, if you've got a family, you need to be there for them to defend them. This type of post is reckless, in my opinion. It's reckless. Absolutely reckless. Exactly, mate. It's stupid. Absolutely stupid. But this is from 3 years ago. So don't be fooled by it. If you see this post knocking about, call them out on it, or any other post like that. 9 times out of 10, they're not real. It's just stuff from TikTok. I've spotted loads of this recently. Absolutely loads of this stuff knocking about on X, Twitter, and I've researched it and found out that it's not. It's from like some of it's from 5 or 6 years ago. This is from about 2 to 3 years ago. Now let's think there will be people out there that are deliberately trying to inflame the situation at the minute. Don't pay attention to it. Do your research. Find out if it's recent or not. If it's not, if it's fake, tell them it's fake, like I did. It's important we do this. We have to control misinformation on our side as well. It's really important we do that. Some of the comments. He's just a young guy being a dick. I think he stopped doing it. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think he actually got arrested. I think it was the same guy. Remember that guy that walked into the house and sat down on the person's sofa? I think it was the same guy. He got arrested for it. That's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, he got arrested for it. But like I said, any TikTokers doing this at the minute, you're playing with fire. Absolutely playing with fire. Propaganda is not restricted to the mainstream media. We need to remember this. Exactly. There'll be a lot of accounts out there, fake accounts, fake patriot accounts, deliberately trying to stir things up. Bear that in mind when you read stuff like this. And I saw that Basil the Great also posted this as well. So bear that in mind as well. Don't take everything these people say as gospel. Do your own research on it, because sometimes they don't even do the research on these things. So that was fake. It's fake, and even though he's an absolute dickhead, he had no intentions of actually harming that girl. I mean, the big giveaway is that it's filmed from a distance, and you can hear every word they say because obviously the guy's got a radio mic on. So don't fall for it. Yeah. Right. Let's have a look. We'll get rid of that. I'm not going to look at that yet. Let's have a look on Twitter itself, actually. This is just a general chat tonight, guys. Any topics you want to cover, just drop them in the chat and we'll have a talk about it. I'm not going to be on for too long tonight. I was talking to Tom and I was feeling a bit burnt out from Southampton. It's been non-stop since then. Absolutely non-stop. It's like being 24/7 with the channel because I'm trying to grow it and I needed to take a bit of a break. So I'm not going to be on too long tonight, probably till about 8 o'clock. But anything you want to discuss, we'll discuss it. So we'll have a look down here. See if there's anything that we see. Stand up to what are they on about? They actually changed their logo. Changed their logo. This always makes me laugh when they say this though on here. Campaigning against racism, fascism, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, promoted by Stamp to Racism, PO Box. Yeah, we all know who controls you. We know you're. Last night on BBC the audience took on the GB News presenter, Matt Goodwin. He was spouting inflammatory rhetoric against migrants and complaining about uncontrolled immigration. Oh, God, do we have to go down this route again? When you open your borders and you've got thousands upon thousands of undocumented, illegal young males coming to the country, that's uncontrolled. And it's not uncontrolled immigration, it's uncontrolled illegal immigration. They're absolute morons. Absolute morons. Look at some of the chat. Yeah. Yeah, he's an idiot. He's an idiot, isn't he? Yeah, what a lot of people don't realise in the chat is that it's non-stop. When you run a channel, it's non-stop. Absolutely non-stop because you're promoting videos. You're trying to work out what stuff's got to go out on what day and that sort of thing. It really is. It does take up a lot of your time running a YouTube channel, especially if you're trying to grow it. You've got to put, it's like what we were discussing, Tom, wasn't it? You only get out of a channel what you put into it. So it's constant. And I'm not knocking it. I love doing it. I love doing this. It just, people don't realize that when you do close protection, because that's kind of what I was doing on Sunday at the protest. I was looking after Tom, and you're laser focused all the time. Your mind is constantly on the go. And from the moment me and Tom stepped foot into Southampton to the time we went home, which was about, what time was it? 5 or 6 o'clock. We were there at 9 o'clock in the morning. So till probably 6 o'clock at night, I never stopped. My brain was just looking out for potential threats all the time. I think I was probably annoying Tom at one point because I was like, I was getting a bit bossy. But you don't switch off, and it's hard. It's hard for somebody like me to switch off because it's not like I can't click it off. It keeps going, and the adrenaline just keeps pumping and pumping and pumping. So yeah, it wears you out. It wears you out, and sometimes you just need to just go in a quiet place and just switch off the social media and focus on something else. You really do. Let's have a look at some of these comments then. In question, Emma Dunmore said on GB News that Stand Up to Racism, Antifa don't like each other. First time I've heard that out, Emma speaks. Now, I've got to dispute that, right? Because it might be the case down in Southampton. And what it might not actually be Antifa. It could be the Muslim Defence League that are in Southampton and not Antifa, because both groups mask up. I did notice in Southampton there weren't any Antifa flags with the masked up people. Some of them weren't even carrying flags. So it could be the Muslim Defence League, and they do not like each other. Well, I would say the Muslim Defence League don't like Stand Up to Racism. Stand Up to Racism want to like be a part of them, but the Muslim Defence League want nothing to do with Stand Up to Racism. Right, let's have a look. You've grown in the 3 to 4 months I've followed you and showed your realness in debating with Danny R. Vin. I thought that we was now it should be. We're now on the same side. What? You've grown in the 3 to 4 months I've followed you. I showed your realness in debating with Danny R. Who's Danny R? Vin, and thought that was how it should be. We're all on the same side. Yeah. Danny R. I don't know what it is, Danny R. See, you'll have to jog on many who Danny R is. Like I said, my mind is a bit. Danny Roscoe. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not arguing with Danny Roscoe. We just had a difference of opinion. This is what me and Tom were discussing. We can have a difference of opinion and still be friends. I'm friends with Danny Roscoe. I like the guy. Yeah. But we're good friends. It's just sometimes we don't always agree. That's good because it's not an echo chamber. We disagree sometimes on things. It's like we disagreed on the strike. And that's fine. Danny's allowed his opinion. I don't agree with it, but he's allowed his opinion. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to fall out with him over it. It just means we have a difference of opinion on one subject. Exactly, Steve. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. That's what differentiates us from the far left, because with them, you're either with them or you're against them, and they ostracize you from their groups. We don't do that. We don't do that, or we shouldn't do that. We should be always open to debate and having our minds changed. And I'm open to having my mind changed. Like Danny could be right. The strike might not work. But my point was that we at least need to try. Not just say it won't work. We at least need to try it. Then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But we can then say with all certainty that we tried all peaceful options before something else happened, can't we? That's what I was trying to say. And I do get Danny's side. I do get what Danny was saying. Definitely 100%. And it was a valid point. The biggest worry most people ignore that a lot of these countries have mandatory conscription from 18 to they are trained to fight. Yeah, exactly. Sorry about that. We've got trick or treaters coming around tonight. Everybody's knocking at the door. Debate is okay. Debate is okay, is his point. Then yeah, I get it. Yeah, I haven't got my glass on my eye. I've got blurry vision tonight as well, so I apologise for that. The chat is really small. I need to get glasses. I need to get glasses. So, what do you guys think to a national strike? What's your guys' opinion on a national strike? How many of you in the chat will think it'll work? Thumbs up if you think it'll work. Thumbs down if you think it won't work in the chat. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, my eyes are getting worse. They really are. I think, to quote Babylon 5 again, it is our last best hope for peace. It really is. Yep, totally agree with that. Say it's not an echo chamber. People are allowed to disagree. I don't mind people disagreeing. Really don't. I agree with that. Definitely. And the thing is, momentum is growing. It is growing for the national strike. I think people are starting to see it. I think, I'll be honest with you, I think the greatest push for it should be after the, pardon me, should be after the November budget, because I think a lot of people are going to get squashed with that budget. A lot of people. It's better than the alternative. I totally agree. Totally agree. Everybody's saying it. Yeah, better than the alternative, definitely. Sick date and no retail spending. It's a great idea. National strike is difficult. Loss of pay in the current climate only hurts people. The thing is, right, now, don't take this the wrong way. Which do you prefer, right? Trying to stop what Starmer is doing now, or carrying on the same path and then losing your job anyway because the economy's crashed? Because we didn't stop them when we had the opportunity, or at least tried to stop them when we had the opportunity. I get the argument. People are struggling at the minute with jobs, and money is tight. But ultimately, these people are going to wreck the economy anyway. That's going to happen anyway. I've already seen it. I've got big distribution centres next to me, and they're laying off staff. They've got rid of all the agency staff. They've all gone now. It's just staff there now. They're reducing the amount of goods they're taking into the warehouses. They've stopped shifts because they can't afford to keep the lights on the place because energy costs are too high. Plus, with the increases in national insurance for employers, they've had to lay off staff because they can't afford the operation costs. This is what's going to happen. They're going to collapse the economy, and it's just going to get worse after the budget because she's raising taxes again. And can you imagine what's going to happen when she starts charging people per mile for the cars to travel? It's just going to get worse. So I understand. I do get the argument about people losing their jobs and stuff like that, but inevitably you're going to lose your jobs anyway. You'll probably lose your jobs if the economy collapses. You'll definitely lose your jobs if the country goes into civil unrest. Definitely. So I get the argument about people losing out on money, but if you don't do anything, you're facing the same thing. The reason Rachel from accounts has been so brutal in this budget is because she's run out of money. There's no money left. Zero money left. And so she's squeezing absolutely every penny out of the taxpayer who simply can't afford to do it. Most councils are raising council tax yet again. It's going to put a further burden on people. Energy bills are going up again thanks to Ed Miliband and his lunacy with net zero. Everything's going up, wages are going down. That could only end in chaos, can't it? Our best chance is to bring the government to its knees via a national sick day or a national stay-at-home day, and bring these guys to their knees and spark a snap general election. Hopefully we get something better in than the Starmer regime. Hopefully. Either way, if the economy collapses, the country collapses, and it still goes into chaos. The economy collapsing. I mean, there's this guy, I can't remember his name now. It's not Lord. It's somebody that sounds like Landerer or something like that. Landerer was saying that if the country goes into economic crisis, that could trigger a civil war in itself, because it would be like Yugoslavia. That's what happened in Yugoslavia. The economy collapsed, civil war kicked off after it. And yeah, that's it. That's the one. Yeah, you've got him. That's the guy. Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be like a Northern Ireland style. If civil war did break out in this country, I don't think it's going to be like a Northern Ireland style civil war, where you've got paramilitaries. I think we're looking at a Yugoslavia style civil war where you've got different factions. They're not hiding in the shadows. They're literally at war, because you'll have different ethnic factions fighting amongst one another. You'll have them targeting patriots. You'll have patriots targeting them. You'll have government forces involved in all this. It will be a giant mess. It will be a giant dumpster fire of a mess. A lot of people have got this romantic view of civil war that it's going to be, like the Roundheads and the Cavaliers. It's going to be like the knights charging into battle. It's going to be nothing like that. We're talking about a war that's going to be fought on your own doorstep, in your back gardens or near your houses. That's what we're talking about. And it's scary stuff. Very, very scary stuff. You should be worried. Everybody should be worried. That's why me and Tom were telling everybody to get behind this National Sick Day, or Sick Week, if you want to call it, to try and avert that. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to avert that, because the last thing you want, people have got to remember, right? If we go into a civil unrest, civil war, the whole society breaks down. There'll be no law and order. It will be literally medieval out on the streets. You will have to defend your property yourself from probably looters, marauders, all that kind of stuff. It will be lawless. Is that something you really want your kids to experience? No school, no power, no fuel, no TV, no electricity, more than likely. It's not so romantic when I mention like that, is it? It's not so romantic when you start to realize the true consequences of that. It's scary. And I've been in war zones. And I know what they're like. And it's not something I want my kids to experience. It isn't. More scary when you put together what there are more trained military men in these hotels than our army and has troops. Yeah, it was on the news today that apparently we have more traffic wardens than we do serving troops now. Let that sink in. More traffic wardens than military personnel. That's when the men will come forward. It's not romantic, dude. It's not romantic. Have you ever been to war? You ever been in a war zone? You ever been into a village where you've seen entire families wiped out? It's not a pretty sight. And if you've got family, if you've got kids, you don't want to see that. It's not like Call of Duty. Once you're dead, you're dead. You don't get to respawn. You're dead. That's war. So we can have these grandiose images of, well, this is where the men stand up. And it's like, yeah, it's not the reality though, is it? I can see the illegals moving onto people's homes because they know the law isn't exactly. Can you imagine if civil war breaks out and there's no police anymore? Now you're left alone with all those hotels in your area, fighting age men. What do you think they'll do when they realize there's suddenly no law in the country? Just saying. So you want to end up with PTSD? Think about it. Exactly. I've said this before on the live stream. This is for everybody that new to the channel, right? War isn't something you can clock off. It's not a 9 to 5 thing. War is there 24/7 until it ends. That's the reality of war. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away when you go to bed at night. It's still outside your door. It's always there. On what side will the military stand if the fan gets hit? Well, we won't know that until it kicks off, will we? But more than likely, don't forget the military is just as woke as the police force now. So it's anybody's guess, isn't it? There's a reality that you don't want to realize too late. Exactly. Imagine power cuts places like London and Birmingham at night. Exactly. It would be a nightmare. It would be a nightmare area. It would be a thing of nightmares. And people will probably die from starvation, no water because the power's off. There's no power to pump water to your property. Stagnation, starvation. Food chains would break down. Your supermarkets wouldn't have any food in anymore. It's not so romantic when you start to look at the actual reality of what could happen, is it? Freeze, exactly. Freeze because there's no power, electricity, or gas. Most British people are pathetic and lazy when it gets too much. Right, so I'm trying to warn against civil war, but on the other hand, I'm saying do not prepare for it. I've been saying this to Tom. At least have something in your house that can produce electricity. Have a battery pack with a solar panel on it. Learn how to purify water. Stock up on, I would say, get water purification tablets for your water. It tastes foul. I used to have them out in Iraq. It tastes awful, the water, but you know, what's a bit of bad taste in your mouth to stop yourself from dying from dehydration? Learn basic survival skills. That's what I suggest. I agree with Charlie Veach. It will start when the followers of the imported religion decide to take over part of a city like Birmingham, and they will make it a no-go area. That already exists, though. That already exists. There are parts of Sheffield that are no-go areas at night, where if you go at night, you will be followed by a certain demographic and intimidated. Those places already exist. Oh, chat. You've got to know how your enemy thinks too. Exactly. Normies haven't got a clue how bad things are going to get. Most are now bothered. Exactly. They're too busy watching their reality TV. They're too busy watching Love Island. They're too busy watching the football on TV. And like I said, I've said this before, there will be people that will be caught up. If should civil conflict break out, there will be those people that stick their head in the sand and won't accept that it's actually happening, right until the point they'll be mowing their lawns and a tank will roll up, or a gang of a different demographic of people turn up and decide to burn the house down. That's when the realization will set in, and by that time it's too late. I'm not saying that civil war can't happen. I'm just trying to avert it, and I'm warning the dangers of it. Don't pray for it. That's what I'm trying to say. We need to try and stop it at all costs, basically. That's what I'm saying. People kicking down doors and pillaging. Exactly. That's what you're looking at. That's the reality. And I saw that. I saw that in Iraq. Lawless areas, no law. I think 2030. I think it's going to be sooner than that. It's going to be sooner than that. I've seen the mood on the street and how people are thinking. People have had enough. They really have had enough. And like I was saying in the live streams, it only takes another Southport, mass stabbing of children. Even that could have been the camel that broke. Sorry, that could have been the straw that broke the camel's back. Would have been Wayne Broadhurst. That opened a lot of people's eyes, because nobody's ever seen that before. Nobody's ever seen just an innocent person walking his dog. And he wasn't just walking his dog. He actually went over to help the people that were under attack. And he became under attack himself for defending them. And obviously that's how, sadly, he lost his life. Brutally murdered. there are a lot of demographics also that want to win. So knowing your group is also going to be key when it happens. This is why I've been saying form communities. Even if you don't meet in person, even if it's just like a WhatsApp group for your town where people can join and you can talk, you can share information and stuff like that. Even if it's just forming a local neighborhood watch to keep your local area safe. You're forming groups, you're forming communities that can help each other in times of crisis if you need to. So should the economy collapse, everybody can pool their resources and try and help each other, because ultimately there is no savior coming to save you from that situation. You're going to have to get out of it yourself, and you're going to have to rely on the people around you to do it. That's why I keep saying form communities. That's your strength. That is your strength. Community. Some more comments. Steve. I reckon it will be lucky if we get through. Yeah, I would say it's going to be, to us, Steve, what I reckon is through the winter, it's going to be bubbling under the surface. Not much is going to happen. Bubbling under the surface. When the weather gets colder, tends to cool people's tempers down, cool it down. If we get another unusually warm spring or summer, that's when tensions are going to rise with the heat. And it is linked. Anger is linked to heat. When it gets hot, people get angrier. It's true. So if we get a long, hot summer, then yes. Yeah, possibly Steve, like Vince says, another Southport will do it. Yeah, another Southport, anything like that, anything, a mass killing of large numbers of children, and all bets are off, in my opinion. People are too scared to stop paying the TV license, let alone do anything else. People don't understand that. They think you've got to pay it. You don't have to pay it. I don't watch terrestrial TV. There's nothing on there for me. I haven't watched it in 15 years. So the only thing I watch is YouTube. That's all I watch. Some streaming services. I've got Amazon Prime. That's all I watch for movies and stuff like that. So yeah. Right, for the last quarter of an hour, I'm going to see if anybody wants to come in. Let's see if Tom wants to come in for the last quarter of an hour. So I'm going out at 8 o'clock, so we're going to be done for 8 o'clock. So I'm going to come in, Tom, you can do for the last 15 minutes, but I've got to finish at 8 o'clock on the dot. My advice is just don't get a TV license. Cancel your direct debit. Don't tell them that you don't need a TV license. That they've been investigating me for 15 years and I've never had anybody come round to the door yet. All they keep saying is, we're conducting an investigation into you. We get odd letters saying, no, but we're good. If you're in on the, and it's like, you don't even know my name. You don't even know my name. So your investigation is not going too well, is it? It's all bluff. And if they come round to your house, don't forget they're nothing more than salesmen anyway. Just don't open the door to them. Don't let them in. Just say, if they do, just poke your head at them and say, I don't need a TV license, mate. Don't need one. And leave it at that. Don't say anything to them. So you've got to do. Don't need TV license. Hey, Tom.
Ready? Oh, we're live. Am I live?
Right, you're in, mate. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I must be on a delay on here. Sorry, mate. I'll pause this. Sorry. How you doing, everyone? How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing all right, mate.
I didn't know. Sorry, go on.
Go on, mate.
And so I didn't know whether to come on tonight or not because I didn't want to come on for the sake of coming on. You know what I mean by that, yeah.
Yeah.
But and we're both burnt out. But at the same time, I'm even thinking about doing another live stream. It just never ends. And there's two things I wanted to come out and say if you don't mind. One of them was that you mentioned how hard it is for you to grow the channel, but also you're planning events. You're planning to try and get to events in a shoestring budget. You're trying to network with other people. I don't know about you, Vin. Like you're reviewing footage all day long. I'm creating footage all day long, and then I'm networking with people, having conversations all day long, exchanging information. Me and you are exchanging information.
Yeah.
It's non-stop. It's non-stop. It's non-stop.
What people don't realise is that the live streams and the videos are just the tip of the iceberg to what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah,
It's just non-stop.
often they're the
Don't
result
get me
of what's
wrong.
going on.
Don't get me wrong. You know, I chose to do this. I'm not knocking it. I'm not like, oh God. No, I want to do it. It's just people need to understand that it's a lot of work that we do in the background that doesn't get seen.
And the thing of it is, especially when you're doing independent like we're doing it, you're doing multiple people's jobs at once. So if you look at most of the successful channels, they have a team, and we don't. So we have to do all the jobs ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, if it was a bigger channel, if it's somebody bigger like that can afford it, they'll have editors, they'll have managers.
They have people doing their social media for them.
Yeah.
So then you have to buy. Imagine if you had your social media responsibilities taken away, Ben, and all you had to do was focus on the very things you need. You imagine just that. There's so many things. If someone could just edit your videos for you or whatever else, you could just worry about content. So and that's what a lot of people. That's the position a lot of people are in. So sorry. Go on.
Looking at it, it's not like a 9-to-5 job. You're looking at an 8-hour week. Sometime.
Yeah. When I did this the first time around, and it's happened to me again, and admittedly, this is not healthy, and I need to find a way of balancing it because at the moment I don't have a life. At the moment, it's all this. It's 17 hours a day, 16 hours a day, 12 hours a day. I'm not doing. You need to balance life a bit, don't you? But because life's unbalanced itself, so am I. If that makes sense.
Yeah, sometimes I'm out going frame for frame through footage, looking for people's faces because somebody's asked me to review some footage because they want to see if I recognise people and stuff like not just you, from other people as well.
Yeah.
Like, did you recognise these people from the march? It's like I'm looking through it frame for frame through my footage to see if I've seen them while I've been walking around on the march and stuff. So we're doing a lot for the movement as well. We're doing a lot to pass intelligence around about people that we've seen as well. It's not just channel promotion.
That's what's brilliantly said. That's what I was trying to say, and I didn't say it right, Vin. The intelligence that's going around. It's not just me and you. There's a load of people, a lot of people involved. I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm sure you are.
We're passing intelligence to different groups of people around the country. They're actually looking at these people because these people travel around to different protests.
Yeah.
If we can pass that information on to them, we're doing them work. They can spot them.
Exactly.
Before they do anything.
That footage you came up with earlier on, the group that I sent it to were over the moon with it, mate. So it was really good work. So, and these things are vital. So, but what people don't see is they just see the video. You've gone through stuff to get that and taken out serious time to get that. And I'm not again. You chose to do it. That's on you. But at the same time, it's just allowing people to know how deep the iceberg really goes, I suppose.
Yeah, because we're not just running YouTube channels, we're also running, helping out activists as well to do their job.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
But thank you. People are coming to me asking for video editing help.
Awesome.
And I think that's due to a certain person, don't you?
Probably. Yeah.
So thank you.
It's no problem, mate. I did say to them in the video, they'd be idiots not to take you up on your offer about being technical with your videos and your animation and stuff like that, mate, because you're amazing. You really are. And anybody not stupid enough to take you up on your skills is just an idiot. They are.
Thank you, mate. You can I actually just remind me? I showed you how shit AI was, yeah.
Yeah.
Will you just confirm that? Because I said it on my video, but I want people to hear it from you.
Yeah, you've literally got to be very precise when you're doing AI. You've got to be you've got to be a really good writer to be able to use AI to explain to it how to do the thing that you want it to do. You've got to be precise, and it's like surgically precise.
Yeah.
Because if you put a full stop in the wrong place, it won't do it properly. It'll just do something stupid.
It's like a programming language, and then on top of that,
Yeah.
what most people do, like with me, if I use AI, but I showed you, Vin, what a lot of people are doing is posting AI videos, pretending that it's what they wanted, and it's actually just what they got, and it's a big difference.
Yeah. So, for people that haven't seen it, I'm going to play that caller again. You know that lady caller that called into was it Talk TV?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to play her again, just for the last 5 minutes, and then actually it's in our chat, isn't it? I can get up on our chat.
Oh, Vin, can I just say, Vin, as well? Somebody made a point about losing money and losing jobs. I just want to make 2 points. I keep making them, but I want to keep making them. If you shut everything down, money becomes meaningless. The shop shelves will be empty. This is why people need to prepare. If people fire you, who are they going to hire? They're going to have to hire somebody else who has done exactly the same thing, because most of the country will have done it. So why would you let go of an employee who's good and replace them with somebody else you don't know who's also done the same strike? That makes absolutely no sense, and no employer is going to do that.
And I've also seen this argument about, they'll just get agency workers in. They can't get agency workers in for everybody. They can't replace everybody with agency workers, because
Yeah.
you know as well as I do, the agency workers need people to tell them how to do the job when they go.
But you
So
saw that poll, Vin. I know polls are only polls, but it said 80% of people were agreeing with the shutdown. If we got that kind of number, the other 20% wouldn't be able to go to work anyway.
Exactly.
So no one's getting fired.
Right, I'm just going to share this. Not that. Don't need that. I've got that many tabs open, mate. I don't know which one to pick.
He's trying not to show you a Star Trek tab.
Yeah, no.
What
Do
is
not,
that?
I've got the back
Sorry,
of
go
mine saying, "Do not show Vindicator dressed up as Captain Kirk."
Someone said, take Vin's advice. Tom, take Vin's advice. What do you mean, Craig? What advice? Zero News, it costs around £1,000 to train even a menial worker. Yeah, that's a good point, Steve.
Right, before we play this, I just want to put something out there, because both me and Tom have had this lately, right? Don't take this the wrong way, but when people contact us out of the blue asking to meet us and stuff like that, don't be offended if we say no. You've got to think that we don't know who you are. We've never met you before. We've talked to you in the chat, but we've never actually seen you or spoken to you. The only time we would probably ever meet you is if we had a Skype chat and we arranged something and we actually got to know you first before we met you. That's the only time we would ever meet anybody, because you've got to appreciate there are people out there that want to do me and Tom harm. We've had death threats and stuff like that. So we've got to be really, really careful. Thank you for that super chat. That's amazing. Thank you.
Fair
Thank
play.
you, Steve.
Fair play.
Thanks, Steve. Really appreciate that. Thanks, mate. Yeah, so take that in consideration. It's like when we had the march on Sunday. It's like, this is why I said it in the video before the march, that if you approach me from the front, never approach me from behind. Don't tap me on the shoulder, because I will be alert when I'm out, because this is what I'm looking for. I don't know. These people recognize me now because the channel's getting bigger. I am starting to get recognized now. I noticed that in town the other day. A lot of the lefties know me now, and I didn't realize that before.
That will happen. That's going to get worse, Vin. That's going to get worse and worse, because you're making an impact. And the more impact you make, the worse it gets, unfortunately. And this is the thing that you're absolutely right, Vin. And people do need to realize that, I love meeting people and stuff like that. That's really cool. The problem is that there are people out there that have literally. I've gone to a demo in, say, London. I don't want to say too much, but I've gone to a demo in London, sat down for coffee at 6 a.m. and so.
Yeah, it's you froze, Tom. I think you froze it, mate.
Sorry about that. Someone come and met me in a coffee shop and must have followed me. And don't get me wrong, they didn't do me any harm, nothing like that. Not that person, but they did it at a time when my family was being threatened and everything else. And I've nearly had a confrontation with someone, and they weren't even trying to be mean, but they'd followed me. That's not the right thing to do, following someone at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was in London. So where they follow me from? You know?
Exactly. And this is a thing that, because we were getting followed all the time when we went to Southampton, mate. As soon as we
Oh
got
yeah,
there was people knocking about that, you know, we just didn't know who they were and stuff like that. So yeah, it can be frightening, especially when you're on your own. Don't forget, when I'm not there, Tom's on his own, and so it
yeah.
can be a bit dodgy if somebody comes up to you and you don't
Oh
know
yeah,
them, because
yeah,
we don't know if you're friend or foe. You could be somebody
yeah.
saying that you're a friend and then suddenly turn on us. So don't take it as an offence or anything like that if we say outright no. If we were to meet people, it would be in a public place and probably have some kind of event where we meet subscribers and stuff like that. That would probably be the best thing to do. If you want to meet us, we could probably arrange something like that at some point in the future.
And don't get me
Or
wrong, so I on my channel, there's people who have been there for say 7 years, and I know them. Do you know what I mean? So if one of them asked me, it wouldn't be too strange, maybe. And even then, I don't know. But yeah, you know, it's like you know us, you see our face and everything else, but there's as your channel grows, there's so many names, and you try and keep them all in your head. And Vin, are you finding now it's beginning to get harder
what's that?
keeping all the names of people in your head?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Because
Yeah,
the thing is, I only know people from online, so when they come up and introduce them with the real name, it's like, well, I don't know who you are.
yeah. That's what actually funny you say that. I've said this to people the other day. If you're going to write to us, please put in your username because we don't know who you are.
Yeah, because we have like random people just
Yeah.
come up to you, it's like, right. So I'm going to play this because I want to be getting off in a minute, but I'm going to play this again so people understand what the mood of the country is. Basically, who's that? Nathan Turner entered the studio. Nathan Turner, right? Where are you? Is he in the studio?
I can't see
Oh
anyone.
yeah, he's here.
Oh, it is okay.
Right, I'm gonna let you in for a bit, mate. All right, just have so you can have a bit of a chat. All right, mate, how you doing?
I can't see anyone.
Oh yeah, he's here.
Oh,
Yeah, he's here, mate. He's below you.
You need to turn your volume down on your YouTube, mate.
Very well.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm all good.
Hello, mate. You need to turn your YouTube volume down, mate.
Yeah, just turn your volume down on your video, mate.
How's that?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
better,
better?
mate. Yeah, that's
Okay.
better.
Just on what you're talking about now, folks. Vin, I put a message in earlier. I'm not a million miles away from you. And if you do ever need a lift to a march, then if it's within 100 miles, my friend, I'll gladly give you a lift. I've
That's
just made
awesome.
myself online now to say this because regarding what you, if you know, the trustability of people is a difficult situation when you don't know them. I get that. So
Yeah.
there's my name, and like I say, I'm literally 20 minutes away from you. So, you know, if it's within 100 miles, my friend, I'm there.
I'll give you an example about what happened with this, right? So as you remember at the beginning of the year, we got made homeless because the landlord repossessed the house, not through our fault, but because the actual bank repossessed the house because he went bankrupt. And at the time, I had subscribers offering me things, and I found out through other sources that they were actually lefties trying to find out my address. So that's what made me really, really suspicious of people from that point on. It's like I've got to be really, really careful what I do.
Yeah,
Because it's not just me.
Lovely offer though. That's a really nice
Yeah,
offer.
brilliant offer, yeah. Because
Me
it's
on a-
not just me; it's my family. I've got my family, and I've got to keep them safe. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm so cautious with everything. It's no offense to anybody; it really isn't. I've just, I've got to be really, really careful. And I really appreciate the offer, Nathan. It's brilliant. Now I've seen you on camera. I know your name, mate. Yeah, definitely.
like I say,
Can you give me like a locate, not your actual location, but a roundabout area where you're actually from?
I'm in Rotherham, mate.
That's not too far. Not too far from it at all.
You-
Rotherham. Well, Rotherham, you basically live in a war zone there, mate.
Yeah,
Rotherham.
right.
Right in the centre of it, pal.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did security at Rotherham Tesco once, and I needed my flak jacket, mate.
I
That's
could
how bad it
tell.
was there.
Jesus.
I could tell stories, but they're not available for this chat.
Yeah, I can
I
imagine,
bet
mate. I
you
can
could,
imagine.
mate. I bet you could.
Right. No offense, Nathan. I'm just going to play this video and then I'm going to have to get off. All right. So thanks for coming in, mate. Brilliant. I appreciate your offer, and I will take you up on it. If you're knocking around tomorrow, I'm going into Chesterfield. So if you're free tomorrow, the guy that put up that massive flag is doing an event outside that building. So if you're around, I'm going to be down there anyway. So if you want to come down and have a chat and stuff, can do, mate. Yeah.
I'll catch you there, my friend.
Vin,
Yeah.
what
All
we'll
right,
do.
mate.
Yep.
Nathan, great to speak to you, mate. Vin, I'm going to jump out as well and let you play the video, mate, so you can get off easy. Yeah.
Well, I was going to give. I was going to get your opinion on it, mate.
Oh, okay. No, I'll stick with you then. So I'll stick with you. Sorry, I'm obviously trying to make it easier for you, buddy.
Right, mate. Right, thanks, Nathan. I'm just going to take out the chat. All right, mate. Thanks for coming in. Thank you. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
That's a brilliant offer, and this is
That's
what
lovely.
needs to happen. It's like seeing people like that puts your mind at ease because you know they're not bullshitting. Sort of thing. So,
Yeah. And you know what? I had an offer very similar. It's strange how this happens. I had an offer very similar today with someone helping me get to Southampton. So it's fantastic. And just thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, people. Thank you so much.
right, I'm going to play this video.
Are right next to Hillingdon.
Yep.
And so I moved into my house in 2019. My local shop, there's been 3 stabbings, 1 murder since then.
Wow.
My friend was murdered last year up on the high street. Girl I know was murdered in Southall Park. The government are failing us. I'm so scared for my children. I have a 22-year-old son, and I'm begging him to move out of the country.
Oh my goodness, I
don't want my
feel
son
for
to
you.
leave. What are these politicians doing to us? They're putting our children in so much danger. They're putting everyone in danger, and they're not doing nothing to help us.
And that's the thing. A lot of us feel. You know, how many is too many?
They're pushing us to do something that we don't want to do. We are peaceful people. British people never revolt against their government.
Yeah.
They're going to push us to it because they're not listening to us. Our friends, our family are dying. I had a cousin murdered 20 years ago who was stabbed to death, and nothing's changed, Julia.
I'm so sorry, Sarah. I'm sure I speak for everyone listening and watching right now. My heart goes out to you, and that's the reality.
I don't leave the house without a man.
You're that worried.
Well, everyone I know is getting stabbed. They're getting raped in parks. This is where I live, not where the politicians live.
Do you think that's part of the issue, that they don't live in the real world?
Keir Starmer, if you're listening to this, please do something. I'm petrified. I've never broken the law in my life.
I've got to say that Keir Starmer doesn't give a shit. He don't care. He don't care about this. This is what he wants. I think we've all heard that, haven't we now? So, what are your thoughts on it, Tom?
Well, I want to say that, you know, we talked about how we've been networking and intelligence and stuff. One of the things that's happened to me since I heard that was I've had multiple calls with women who are just in exactly the same state. And she's speaking the pure truth about the country. And when you've got the women saying we don't revolt in this country, she's telling you, but we're going to, we have to. And that's someone who's desperate, back against the wall. She's speaking for the country.
And you've got to think, right? She's talking like that. How do you think other people in her neighbourhood are thinking?
Right. How about more militant people? Everything else. She's someone that doesn't want it. She really doesn't want it.
But for every one of her, there's probably 3 or 4 people now that do want it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's dangerous. That's where we're getting.
And that's why what you said earlier on about being careful what you're reading at the moment, because that makes me fucking emotional. You know, I could see I see dead bodies and things, and I can deal with it. That is hard for me to deal with. The phone calls I've had over the last few days have been hard to deal with. listening
Yeah.
to it because people are desperate. They're desperate. And all I've been able to do for them is get them in touch with groups. And don't get me wrong, that has given them some sense of support. But it's not much, is it? You know?
No, it's not, mate. And the first time I heard that, it made me angry. It made me angry. And you can imagine, and I'm able to control my emotions, mate. I'm able not to let that affect me to such a point where I walk out the door and go and do something I regret. Now, some people don't have that restraint, unfortunately. They're not trained. They're not trained to deal with their emotions and stuff like that. And they will go out and they will do something. And that's why I brought that video up earlier of that post of them being irresponsible and saying this has happened recently when it was 3 years ago. And we've got to be careful of accounts like that because they will take advantage of situations like this to provoke people into action. And that's
So
what we're trying to stop.
even someone like me, I wouldn't react to that in anger and go out and try and hurt someone. But what could happen is that I get the wrong idea and I try and defend someone, or something, and you get myself in the wrong position because because here's someone crying for help. Do you know what I mean? You especially a woman, you want to go and help, right?
Yeah.
If you haven't got no context enough and you don't really know what you're walking into, there's you've got to be really careful.
When I see people making posts like that, you have to question whose side they're on because you've got to think: have they got an agenda as well? Do these people want to cause a riot or something like that? Is that their intention
I think
by misleading people into thinking that this is a recent thing?
some of your viewers, I think, have got it right. I think I've seen it in your comment section where they've said about people watching it at home like it's just a bit of entertainment. I think that's what they think.
Yeah.
I think there's people that do want violence because they'll be watching it from home thinking this is the coolest thing they've seen on the internet ever.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I'm starting to question the Basil the Great account as well because he's putting out a lot of misinformation lately, and it's not just that he doesn't actually give people credit for the videos that he puts out. He just puts it out and doesn't give it credit where he's actually got this video from. It was the same with that post. They didn't put where they got the video from. Now, luckily, I'd seen that before about 2 years ago, and I recognised it. It's like that's 2 years ago from TikTok. It was just some idiot trying to get clicks for his video doing stupid stuff. Now, anybody else that hadn't seen that would instantly knee-jerk reaction to that and think, we've got to act now, we can't allow this to happen, wouldn't it? That's the sort of reaction they're looking for.
Yeah.
It's wrong. Right,
Yeah.
mate, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to say thank you to everybody for coming. Don't forget to go and subscribe to Tom Fury Zero News.
You can find the name's easy now. The name's easy now. Zero News Army.
Yeah, Zero News Army. There you go. Don't forget to go and subscribe to him. He does awesome live streams in the morning where he shows you dog training and all that kind of stuff. So go and subscribe to his channel. But he does come out. I mean, I was watching him for a bit this morning. He comes out with all the philosophy of everything. Not Aristotle. This is Tom's. This is Tom's philosophy. And it makes a lot more sense than Aristotle to me, to be honest with you, because it's common sense.
A lot more sense than Carl Benjamin. Sorry, I said that on your channel.
Yeah. You know what? They'll be quoting you next, mate. He says, we need more Tom Fury. We need more Tom Fury in society.
We need more Tom Fury in the movie. Oh, that's funny, mate. Oh, that's made my day. You made me laugh for the first time today. That's cool. That's a nice note to end on, Ben.
Once again, awesome to have you in again, mate. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
It's an honour to be here, mate. Honour to be on. Thank you. I do appreciate you giving me the time that you do.
No problem, mate. No problem. We're trying to build Tom's channel back up. That's what we need. We need his voice in the movement more than anything. And please, if you've got any editing work, if you've got any video editing or animation work that you need doing, go and talk to Tom because he'll do it for you and he's excellent. He's excellent at that sort of thing. Go and give him your time and your energy. He's well worth it. Please go and do that. Right, Tom. I shall see you around, buddy. Yeah.
Take care, mate. Take care. Get some sleep. Try to switch off from all this for a while, eh?
I'm actually going out with my partner to take the dog for a walk next.
Good, good, mate.
Right.
Good.
All right then, mate. See you
care.
later, buddy. Thanks for coming in again, mate. See you later.
Bye.
Oh, sorry, Tom. Cut you off. Sorry about that, mate. Right, everybody. Thank you for coming to the live stream. You've been awesome again. Thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate that, Steve. It was amazing. Thank you for that, mate. Right. I shall see you all in the morning walk video tomorrow. This is Vindicator. Sign off. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. This is Vindicator. Signing off.